Hi, it's Dawn again with Southern Instructional Solutions. Today we're going to continue talking about the syllable types. We're on video number 4 today, talking about Magic E. The first video was on notebook setup and the introduction. The second video was on the close pattern. The third video was on the open pattern. And today, like I said, is on Magic E, or you might choose to call it silent E, whichever is, whatever you want to call it is fine, as long as you have the rules straight. So let's go ahead and move on into our interactive notebook, which is what I always use whenever I tutor through Zoom. And make sure you have some highlighters ready and a pencil. And that's pretty much all I use for this lesson and to get there for an introductory lesson and to get their notes together. So let me share screen with you and we will head over through the document camera into my notebook. You will see what the previous lessons look like. So if it looks a little bit Greek to you, go back to video 1, 2, and 3. And today we are on video number 4 for the syllable types. So the third syllable type that we're learning today is called Magic E. Since we are working with the elementary students today and talking about it at an elementary version, you can easily adapt it to a high school or middle school version. To make it a little more high schoolish, I would simply maybe use a Bic Ford one color pen, and then you can make it look a little bit more mature for them, and along with a pencil if you wanted to. So anyway, so Magic E is what I call it for high school. Maybe call it silent E, but then you might remind them that when they were in elementary school, maybe their teacher called it Magic E. So underneath that, you might want to call it silent E, just in case, depending on the student you're working with, that might be the language that their teacher's using to help them make that connection. I have one teacher, I don't know what she's calling it. She's calling it something totally like made up. And so the student's not making any connection to what I'm talking about. So I would try to stick with the traditional. You have your stories to go with it, which is great, but try to stick to some of the traditional wording, which is either Magic E or silent E, which is what I see all throughout everything whenever somebody's trying to teach it. So the way this pattern works is you have this vowel, and the vowel is always followed by a consonant. And then you have that E on the end. Okay, there's always that E on the end. And that E is always silent. And then the teachers always have some kind of story, whether it's magical or whether it has some kind of superpowers or something that gives that vowel that power to say its name. But basically it's so whether it's magical, you might give it little stars, or and it's strong enough to give that vowel superpowers. So whatever your story is, you can kind of add your pictures to go along with it. But basically the E is silent and the vowel is going to say its long letter name. So that's what the point is you're trying to get across. So it's not a long walk, but it does say it's long sound and it says its letter name. So that's, let's write that down. So the vowel is going to be a long sound. It's going to say its letter name. Long sound equals letter name. So you might have little fairy dust, or you might have a little twinkly wand or something to make it very memorable for the students as an introductory lesson to this. But and somehow you always want to end up with getting this information into their notebooks so that they have a resource to go back and look at, have them. It's never too early for them to have a notebook to go back and look at your notes. Go back and look at your notes. So this means in words such as, let's write C, and then let's write our vowels in pink. A, and then K, and then we have our magic E on the end, or our silent E. So we have C, A, K, E. So the rule is that the E is silent, and it gives all its power to that A to make it say its name. It's long letter name, it's long vowel sound. So this is going to say A. So the word is cake. Let's try it with another vowel. This can work with all vowels. So let's try it with an E. So the word is TH for the, E, S, E, which so often in an instruction you see E magic E left out, but there are E magic E words. So we have the E's, and we have that E is silent, and it's making that E say its name. So we have the E's, these. So these are mine. Let's think of another one. So that was an A, E. What about an I? Oh, here's one. B. We go to the vowel. I. Another consonant. K. And then that vowel on the end. Okay. Now, if you don't want to flip back and forth with the colors because it's too much for your students, just don't. You can write it all in one, and then you can highlight it if you want to, or just write it all in one. That's fine. So I'm just doing it to point it out to you online. So we have E on the end is silent. It makes that I say its name. So I will say I. Bike. The word is bike. What about something with an O? We have H, O, M, and then we put that magical E on the end. So the E is silent. It lets the O say O. So we have home. Works every time. Well, I hate to say every time. There's always rule breakers. Last one I have is C, U, T. Ooh, what does that say? There's no E on it. That's the close pattern. It says, for cut. Let's make it say U with a magic E. So it's silent. Lets it say U, and it says cute, cute. So all of these say their letter names, A-E-I-O-U, ache, the E's, these, bike, home, and cute. So magic E, E is silent, lets the vowel say its long letter name, which is its long sound. And that, my friend, is the silent E pattern. Do you see a silent E pattern on this page somewhere? Well, if we were to take that D off, do you see it? Close. I think it's right there. You're going to start to, as you know, these syllable types, you're going to start to see them everywhere. They're going to pop out at you, I promise. Okay, well, this is video number 4. The next one, go teach it. Your next one is going to be vowel teams. When you're ready for it, go find it. Very good. And I'm Dawn. See you later.